The 9 systems, Donna used to not know there was 9 systems. She didn't think that way. She saw the energies in the body, and they were a complex of colors and shapes and geometrical patterns. And it wasn't until she was in her 30s and got into her healing work that she began to realize that, oh, that energy has been named by yogis as the chakras. And that energy is called the aura. And that energy is called the meridians. And that energy is called the radiant circuits, or the strange flows. That every one of the 9 systems is named by some healing culture. And so that's part of what's unique about Donna's system, is that she takes all 9 of those, as complex as they are, but not surprising because our anatomies are complex and we're complex beings. She takes those 9 and really breaks them down so they can understand each of them and then begin to understand how they interrelate. The body has 9 primary energy systems that you'll be learning about in these 2 years. And just to give you the overview: meridians, electrics, chakras, aura, Celtic weave, triple warmer, radiant circuits, 5 elements or 5 rhythms, and the basic grid. And that will be the agenda for, in many ways, the whole 2-year program. Also, the agenda for tonight.
I want to demonstrate the 9 energy systems and also how they interrelate with one another. And if you're new to this, especially, I don't want this to overwhelm you. Nobody has to learn it tonight. No, this is a preview and a preview of what's going to come in the next 2 years. But I just want to show you about energy, and so I'll be demonstrating on different people. And it's also because I want you to really get that, especially when you are first beginning, you might wonder if you could make mistakes, or, what if you do it wrong? Or one of the wonderful, miraculous things about our bodies is that if you have the intention to heal, that healing energy reverberates throughout the whole body. It's like we are a weaving of energy fields. So if you touch the web one place in the body, it'll go elsewhere. And that's really important to understand, so that you can all relax. You can relax. And yes, absolutely, if you go directly to an energy system or directly to that part of the body that you need to heal, it will be more direct and more efficient and quicker. But if you're not sure, but you're really moving with that intention of healing, and you're working in another part, you'll be surprised how that energy will keep on going to other parts of the body. And so that's one of the things I want to show you tonight. But again, I don't know where it'll go. Okay, we're just going to see what shows up in your energy, but I just want to say that this is not to overwhelm you, okay? All right.
Now to overwhelm you. It is the agenda tonight to get a quick introduction to each of the systems. And the first one will be the meridians, and for each of them we have a little metaphor. So the meridians are in the way that a highway moves traffic, or that the arteries move blood. The meridians move energy.
Okay, I want to say one thing before I talk about meridians and the ways that energy interweaves with other energies. I want to say that there are 2 systems, Celtic weave, and part of that system is Tibetan energy rings. And even in the physical body, I can see that energy weave, just like figurating all through everything, and I can see it in the connective tissue on the physical level, and it makes an amazing communication and connection that sends healing everywhere. That's on the physical level, but it's all throughout your energy fields. So as I'm showing this, be thinking also how that Celtic weave and Tibetan energy rings really assist that connection. So okay, now most everybody in here knows meridians, but is there anybody who would like to be just demonstrated? How about 2 people? I want 2 people who might be a little new to this. Anybody? Nobody's new. You're new. Come. Okay, anybody else want to come? Anybody then? Okay, come on up. Okay, first I'm just going to show you, and again, some of this you'll all know already, but I just want to go through all the systems. So first, just about meridians themselves and energy testing. And energy testing is a great tool, a biofeedback tool to let you know what's going on in the body. So I'm going to energy test you, and your fingers are going to go straight out, and you hold up. She's nice and strong. Now I'm going to back like this. Laura, as long as I'm in her energy field, this will work, okay? And I'm at the edge of her aura coming out here. So I'm going to come down at her second toe, and I'm going to go like that. Okay, now put your arm up, and you push up with all your might, and I'm going to use one finger. So energy, we all have electromagnetic energy, and if you align your energies up with somebody else, you will move that energy. Stay right where you are. We got to put you back together. Okay, so the first time I traced stomach meridian backwards, taking energy out of the flow. And again, we have such electromagnetic energy that if you align your hands with somebody, it's like you have a magnet on your hands and you pull their energy. Okay? So now I'm going to just trace it correctly. Okay. And now you're strong. And that's science. Right? Okay, come here. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something on both of these. Both of these women, Laura and Marcy. Okay, hold your arms like this. Just one more thing. I'm going to show you how, if you can put your arms down for a minute and rest. If you fix something on a meridian, or it will affect another system, or another system might affect this. So hold your arms like this, and I'm going to push your arm up. So I'm testing heart meridian, okay? Okay, same way with you. Are you holding down? Hold down with all your might. Okay, that was good. All right, this side, hold down. Okay, so she's lopsided. One side is strong and one side is weak. Okay, so I'm going to do something totally different to both of them. Okay, with you, here, I'll let you do it. No, I'll do it to you. I'm just going to trace heart meridian. Okay, that's all, just a couple of traces on heart meridian. Now hold your arm up. And you'll see she's nice and strong. We knew that would work, but on you, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to come back here on the electrics. And for those of you who haven't had electrics yet, how many have not had electrics? Okay, the electric system is a system unto itself, but it's also a system that flows through every other system. You know, it's electrical. You've all had that experience of, I don't know, being, when you get, what is it? You get, not electrocuted. Static, yes. Well, that's actually a very strong energy system. And when it gets off, the rest of your energies aren't fueled as well. And the heart, what we were doing was testing with the heart. You got strong on that. But I'm coming back here to the back of the head, right there. Those are the main electrical sockets in the body. And if I come here and really, I have no leverage here, but okay, did the electrics. Now hold that arm up and hold it up. So other systems will affect it. And the electrics, I mean, your heart makes the electric energy move. So it's really, really important. Thank you, you too. Okay.
So
all right. Huh?
The electrics are a bridge that connect all the energy systems, and it's at the very basic level of the body's energies, because we're talking often about more subtle energies that exist way beyond the body, energies that carry information, that carry the person's history. But the electrics are the closest to what you think of when you plug something into the wall. They're the closest to that kind of electricity of all the systems. And because they're more dense, they affect all the more subtle energies.
Thank you. Okay, what's next, David? Chakras. Okay, somebody who would like me to check their chakras out, okay? Okay, I think I will have, no, I'll just do it on you. And you're Krista. Okay, Krista, hold your arms out like that. And don't let me pull them apart. Now, all I'm doing is, she's pretty strong. She comes, and then she bounces back. But I'm going to test one of them right here. Okay, and hold. Okay, so she comes out further on her solar plexus. Okay, now, what I could do, let's have two people in the same way. Somebody else. You'd be perfect. Come on up. Okay, Alice. Okay, hold your arms straight out. Okay, I'm tapping your solar plexus. Now, so, Alice, there's something else is going on. And again, I could do chakras on both of them, just doing chakra work. But I'm going to do something different on you. Okay, and now this is really quick. This is speed through. This is not as long as, I mean, you want to take more time with this. But you know, you just do a counterclockwise circle. And I feel like I'm really in a little field here. Okay, again, this is much shorter, but I know her energies are moving fast, so I'm just going to, I mean, this is just a normal way of doing it. Okay, are you swaying? And you, I mean, energy will respond really fast when you do it direct, but sometimes, and you can go, thank you, and you, Alice, okay, now, yes, her chakra is out, and I could fix it in the same way that I did yours. But sometimes you can, okay, let's see, do I want to say this? Yes. There is, around this area, between the second and third chakra is the belt flow. There's also something called the equator energy. And it's the belt flow that goes out further into the aura. And it literally, if you're disconnected from the top to the bottom of part of your body, it's not just, let's do this before I do it. We're going to see what happens to you. Hook up. Because does anybody know why this might work? Yeah, that's part of it. Yes, that is part of it.
Say that.
They said, well, it's the top to the bottom. It's hooking up central and governing meridian. Okay, now, boing, boing, because again, yeah, I mean, the hookup is so valuable. Just the hookup is so simple and so valuable to do. I mean, and again, if you're ever working on somebody and that person suddenly feels out of it, like, uh-oh, maybe you moved energy in a way that you don't know exactly what happened, immediately hook them up. They're going to feel good again. Now, I want to do one more thing, even though she's showing strong now, okay? Just because I'm just watching your energy, okay? And that just means it's not holding. It doesn't want to hold. If I smash your nose, and you'll see that so she's not holding. How far, did you come away from a distance today? Did you travel today? You what did you do?
I worked all day when I wasn't in class.
You walked all day.
Yeah.
Oh, worked. You worked all day when you weren't in class. Okay. All right. Well, we got to get you back together. Now, this is just something small, but everybody knows about the belt flow and some of the ways to hook it up. But here's a way. If it goes out into the field far, then your aura is affected. Your aura is affected because maybe it doesn't go out as far, maybe it has some holes in it. And I would say when it affects this sort of equator energy, you usually have some holes, okay? But one simple thing, and you can do it to yourself, you can just figure 8 all the way around your body, all the way around the back. Keep on going, Alice. Okay, She just figure-8'd herself. Now I'm going to smash her nose, and she's strong. So if something doesn't hold, look to other things. See what's happening in this person's body. And remember that, you know, I say this a lot, but your energy really is as unique as a thumbprint. And so something, you don't know for sure what is the trigger in you of something that's gotten thrown off in you. And if your hookup doesn't hold, you know, look and think about other things. Thank you. Now it's bright green. Okay. Chakras. I didn't say much about them, but chakras, I mean, there's a lot to say about chakras, but chakra is vortex energy. There's 7 main ones, and on each chakra there are 7 layers, and each chakra may have a different color and a different vibration, a different storyline. There's something different on every layer. And chakras are amazing because they're your encyclopedia of who you are. That information really shows up on the chakras. And when I had a practice, if I knew I was going to see somebody one time and I wanted to have them go away with as much information as I could give them and give them homework to boot, I always did their chakras because you can really clear a lot of old debris out and then set their own inner healer into motion. So that's chakras in a nutshell. All right. Anytime you want to jump up, David. Okay. Okay, the aura. How about 2 people for the aura, okay?
So the aura has 2 different metaphors. One is that it protects you from what is out there that might be harmful for you energetically, and it's very good at that. That's what its job is, but it also works like an antenna. So it will bring in the energies that are good for you. So it's a protection and also a conduit.
I'm just going to look at everybody who comes up and see what other system might be out that's helping the aura stay out a little bit. It's not that their auras are out, but both of these beautiful ladies, yours is a little bit different. I mean, here, I'm going to test you. You hold your arm real strong. Okay, nice and strong. And I'm going to just slice right there at her knuckle. And all that means is that, you know, I can really disturb her field just even here at her knuckles. So you want your aura to be out at least to the ends of your fingers. Now, the fact that they aren't right now, I've seen her aura go really far out. But tonight, it may be travel, it may be a zillion people, it may be tired, maybe what?
Like the Baileys.
The Baileys. Oh, the Baileys.
Allison, I will have her a drink before.
Okay. Okay, here's the deal. If you're going to go out and drink this week, afterwards really tap spleen. Help it metabolize. Okay, now this is really interesting. This is not what I was going to do with you. This is not what I was going to do with her. Can you do that a little bit more? Okay. Watch this. I was not going to do this. This is how one system will affect something else. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to come to here. I'm even down further. That is exactly what happened. She helped metabolize that Bailey's she drank. All right, this is great. Anyway, you just keep on trucking. So that was great. I think that was great. That, you know, I'm so glad you were honest because you want to know. I mean, that's a really valuable one. I mean, there are going to be times that most people are going to want to take a drink with somebody or something. Boy, metabolize it afterwards. And it's really right here when you tap, if you tap, especially your lymphatics, which are straight down, if you tap your lymphatics, Spleen is on the control cycle to liver. Okay? It immediately sends that metabolizing over to the liver so your liver doesn't get harmed so much. So it's really, really good. Plus, when you tap here, your liver lymphatics are right there. They're at the edge of the liver lymphatics. So yeah, I'm gonna find another lymphatic this week on her. Okay, so you hold your arm strong, Natalie. Right here. I'm gonna put my finger right there, and that's okay. So say she's somebody who cannot bear to have you massage lymphatics deep because it hurts. It hurts. So one thing you can do is, okay, I'll see if I can turn it to the side. Okay. If you come to the behind, okay, a half an inch from where it is in the front, a half an inch up above it, if you pretend you have dental floss in your fingers and go back and forth, you don't even have to touch them. She can feel it. I mean, you feel this really strong, and it really picks up your own electromagnetic energy. This is great when you're working on somebody old or fragile. It'll go right through. Now watch. I'm gonna turn around, and you'll see, she's strong. Huh? It's a heart point, heart lymphatic. But that's a great tool. When people cannot bear to be touched, just pretend you've got dental floss, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your fingers. I can feel it all the way up to above my wrists. I could feel that energy going through. Thank you. All right, so Alice, you hold your arm real strong. All right, now Alice, she goes out far anyway. Of course, she's been tapping. We don't know how Alice. Anyway, she goes way, way out. She does not weaken. That's not her problem. Okay, so no, it's good. Well, let's see. I'm going to put it back here because it's a great energy. You know, sometimes you wear something that's really, really good for your energy, and you usually know it. If I lift this thing up, okay, that hits right there. Right below K27, okay? Now, if I lift that up, I'm going to hold it up here, and I'm going to put my finger right there where that was. She really needs that there. I put that there, and she's really strong. And it really, really helps her energy, so it's really good. That's not what I was going to show you, though. But if I put my hand, this is why she really needs this. If I put my hand within an inch of her body right there, her aura disconnects from her body. Okay? Now that can happen. That's something that I used to be vulnerable to. My energy could go out far, but there was a whole space here that wasn't connected to me. I was teaching a class in Australia at their Body, Mind, Spirit Festival, a huge festival in Sydney Harbor, and it was a small room with a lot of people in it. And right before going into the classroom, somebody who had a booth there asked me if I would wear, what is it called? A Q-link. Oh, for all of you who've heard me tell it. A Q-link. Yes, a Q-link. And he said, just wear it and see what it feels like in your class. I said, great. And I put it on, and I went in, and in about 15 minutes' time, I had no voice left. I had a terrible sore throat. I was just wobbly and off, and I thought, didn't know. And somebody in the room said, take that Q-link off. And it was another person who saw energy. And what it was, a Q-link is meant to protect you electromagnetically. So what it does is expands your own aura. But if your aura isn't here, if you have separated from your aura, and it could still happen to me if I'm teaching like many days in a row, I may not notice that I've disconnected from my own aura, and then I have no boundaries whatsoever, by the way. But anyway, so I took that Q-link off, and in a few minutes' time, my voice came back. My headache went away, my sore throat went away. But when it first happened, everybody in the room was saying, oh my God, my sore throat's gone. My headache's gone. I had taken everything from everybody in the room. You should never wear a Q-link, you know?
Now you tell me.
unless you weave your field. You know, you can do it with a Celtic weave like this, but you can also, if you just want to weave your own field tighter, you can weave it closer to your own body. Just weave it. Here's the thing. Everybody remember, if something doesn't... Okay, she's done this plenty, trying to get this. What you want to really take in, first of all, you don't want to feel hopeless or, oh no, it didn't work on me. What you want is to start thinking, okay, this is where my problem is. I probably had this all my life. I want to really zero in on it and work on it until it begins to hold. When I was my most sick and most in trouble in every which way, things wouldn't hold on me at all. Not at all. Spleen meridian held on me not 3 or 5 seconds. So I had to teach it. I had to teach it to start holding. If your body's had a habit for many, many years, you know, you've got to overcome that habit. So you don't want to think that, oh no, it's not working. You want to think, I'm going to keep working on this until it starts grabbing a hold. And you'll have huge benefits. Okay. All right. All right, let's see. All right, you're going to move this out of the way and just hold that there and see if you're... All right. So you want to... So again, you can do a lot of Celtic weave, but you can just weave it like this. Here's another thing. And you could probably even do it with... Now, I would do it with a... Are any of those crystals? Yeah. You need... Take a crystal. Okay, think of the Tibetan energy ring. You know, it's a figure 8 that lights up. It's like a crystal, you know, a crystal prism, and that's why crystals work on your body. One of the reasons is because you've got this Tibetan energy ring that's a figure 8 that really lights up. And when you've got a crystal, if you've been working on it for a long time and it's not happening, take a crystal and spin it. Spin it like this. And again, one of the things is that it makes you vulnerable. You'll pick up people's stuff if you're not connected in. Yeah. The question was, have you noticed that the more fun people are having with the exercises, the more effective they are? Yes. Absolutely. It turns on your radiant circuits. It'll set your field for the day. It'll set your own energies. Just, you know, that inner healer will just take off in you, and you will be better all day long for doing it. It's really true. And, you know, well, I don't know if I don't know, whenever triple warmer is, I'll talk about that a little bit more. Thank you, darling. Okay. You stay away from that booze now. Okay.
So the Celtic weave, it's like invisible threads that keep all the energy systems functioning as a single unit. Really coordinates it all.
Yeah, it's real interesting. David does a lot of energy psychology, and he's extraordinary at it. And he uses a term, borrowing benefits. One of the things about the Celtic weave, along with the Tibetan energy rings, is allows every energy system in your body and your whole physical self to really borrow benefits from whatever you're doing, other parts of your body. You know, we're a holistic system. I think it's one of the reasons, and I'm not knocking Western medicine, I'm really not, but I think one of the failings is that Western medicine sees, you know, oh, let's take the what out? Let's take the gallbladder out. Not really dealing with how taking that gallbladder out affects everything in your whole body. Do one thing one place, and the rest of your body is going to feel it. Or if you take a pharmaceutical, that same prescription cannot be the same prescription that can be given to everybody in the world. You know, we're all too different. And the reason why you have side effects is that energy does go everywhere in your body, not just to where you're wanting to fix something. It goes everywhere. But if you've got to take a drug, then know how to make it so that your body doesn't get side effects. You know, balance your body, tap your spleen points, do those things, do the 5-minute routine right after you have to take a medicine, and teach your body to stay strong even if you have to take a medicine.
But if the gallbladder is damaged and it looks like they may need to take it out, before you take it out, can you get all the other organs and energy systems to support it, to help to heal it? Like an Army triple warmer mobilizes during threat for fight or flight, and that's how it keeps you alive.
And triple warmer, one of the things that is really, I really see that one of the things that that energy medicine is about is evolving triple warmer. So it isn't always on alert, you know, to save your life. So that, I mean, every little stress, you know, isn't going to kill you. But it turns on like you are in dire danger. And so, and you pay a price. You pay a huge price when triple warmer is on all the time, because it sucks energy from the rest of your body to be able to handle threats that aren't even threats, you know. One of David's examples is, you know, when your computer says you have just committed a fatal error, you know, triple warmer turns on, or you know, or if you're out in traffic, triple warmer turns on when you can't beat anybody up and you can't run away and you certainly can't freeze. You've got to drive that car. So the more we can really help triple warmer evolve into a radiant circuit, that it really is a radiant circuit that can jump anywhere, just like any other radiant circuit. But it's really it has to spend all of its time trying to handle the stresses. And we are in such a stressful world. So you got to teach your body how to get the radiant circuits going. So I would like maybe 2 people to come up here. Okay? Okay, get a little bit away from each other. It's very interesting. You're all real triple warmer people. Okay. All right, come over here, Monica. Okay, so first, if I test triple warmer, you hold your arm out. I'm going to push it in. And we can all line up and push, and it's never going to go down. Okay? Okay. Yeah. All of them are the same. They're real OD'd on triple warmer juice. Okay, let me just see. I got to look at you guys, seeing what else we can fix here. Okay, I'm going to show. Okay, let's see. There are a lot of ways to test some things in the radiant circuits. One of the ways to test the regulator flow is I just want you to take your finger right here on your eye, drag it across to your temples. Okay, now let me see your arm. So the regulator, often that's one of the prices you pay. When triple warmer is OD'd in you, you know, you've truly overdosed on stress chemicals and the chemicals to fight the stresses. One of the prices you pay is your radiant circuits aren't as alive. So then you aren't as joyful. You aren't as happy. You aren't as glad. You aren't as noticing the world around you. You don't take in, you know, the juices of this planet Earth. You just don't even see them at times when triple warmer is OD'd. Everybody know what I'm talking about? Okay, so the regulator flow is a flow on the radiant circuits. And the regulator flow regulates things. How important is that? You know, it regulates all the different energy systems. And yours is shot. That's all right. You came to the right place. Okay. Okay, so we're going to check. Okay, on you. Okay. I'm just going to go. First, let me see if you're strong to begin with. Yes. So I'm going to make a big heart there. And that's the bridge flow. And that's another radiant circuit. Okay, let me see you. Okay, hold your arm up strong. Push up. All I'm going to do is just put my finger right at your bottom lip. And that's about two things. That's the penetrating flow, and it's also the bottom of central meridian. So, all right. So, I mean, the one thing, we're going to see which one gets what. First, we're going to, everybody, maybe most of you know this, rub your hands together. Everybody do it together. I should have been having you all do it with me, everything I do. Okay. Rub your hands together and shake them off. Now, we're not even going to do the regular. We're gonna, how about this? Put one hand here, your left hand on your chest, right over here, and tap between the fourth and fifth fingers. Breathe deep and tap. You're tapping on triple warmer. There's a lot of ways to sedate triple warmer. The best way I know to use this one, by the way, is if you're in fear sometime, if you're really feeling afraid, if you tap right here, it'll usually move the fear up and out of your body. But we're going to now test you on the regulator. Okay, so do the same thing. Just go shoo. Okay, and hold your arm strong. Okay, so when you quiet triple warmer, it'll affect other energies. Okay, and yours was the heart. Okay, 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 it did not work on her, so we got to keep her up here and find something else for her. Okay, what was it? Oh, I know. All right, healed. You're healed. Okay, all right, and you guys can go. We got to do something more. Again, if something doesn't work, and after a time, you know, when you're in classes for a while, you're going to start really knowing energy and feeling it more and more. You'll start tuning into it more and more in your own body. And so you'll know when that didn't make me feel better. You know, so if you do something that's supposed to make you feel better and it didn't, you know, don't stop there and just, you got to figure out, what should I do? Okay? So one thing that I would do, okay, and this is a great way to do the regulator flow anyway. Put your fingers over your eyes here like this, okay? This sort of combines regulator with triple warmer. And take a deep breath in. As you let your breath out, drag your fingers across your eyes to your temples. And then take a deep breath in and do a triple warmer smoothie. Go around your ears, down your neck, and hang on your shoulders. And take a deep breath in. Push your fingers into your shoulders, drag them across the top, and land on your heart chakra. Now, again, we're not doing anything directly to the bridge flow, but we're just taking triple warmer down and seeing. All right.
You got it. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, there's so much that we could say about every one of these systems, and we're not tonight. So understand that this little bit of tidbit is just to give you sort of a flavoring of energies and how miraculous, you know, these bodies we're walking around in are really miracles. And you'll really find that out more and more as the time goes on.
So if the triple warmer mobilizes your inner cop, your inner general from the army, the radiant circuits mobilize your inner mom. This is the system that really pulls all the other systems together to operate in a joyful, holistic way, and that is one of the best ways to protect yourself. That's the original immune system was the radiant circuits. Triple warmer was a later, more aggressive system. And it just showers you with healing energy, and it just is a way of, you know, it's the happy, what were we saying about happiness before? Just, okay.
It's about happiness, it's about joy, about finding, and joy, happiness and joy are great energies. And that's what your radiant circuits are. And it's about feeling deeply, also about penetrating deep so that you really have that soul connection, and life has more meaning, and what you want to do is evolve so that our radiant circuits can take off a lot easier.
Yeah, and what I was thinking of was, your question was, does it work? Do the exercises work better if they're fun, if people enjoy them?
Yeah.
And they really do, because it gets that radiant circuit going, and it's something that, it's something, there's a lot of things about Donna that are, it's like part of why we have so many different teachers, is so that you'll find who you can model, who you really resonate with. But something that Donna does that we can all aspire to is really making it fun, really bringing the joy into what you're teaching.
Thank you. Okay, 2 people. All right, I'm gonna show you a couple of radiant circuits and how it will affect a couple of other systems. Okay, so first I'm going to show you. I'm going to test spleen meridian. You hold your arm real strong and no fist. The reason why I'm going to say no fist is if you hold a fist, this is a muscle test. You're not muscle testing. You want the energy to flow right off your hand, okay? Is the energy flowing? And you just want it to keep on coming in, okay? And leaving. So we're going to put your hand that way. Hold your arm real strong next to your body. And are you trying? Okay, well, she's nice and weak. Okay, and... Okay, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. You hold your arm real strong. Okay, first I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the heart flow and see the bridge flow. And so it's out, but I'm also going to put my finger right here on your hip, okay? And you hold. Now, if you put your leg up like this, okay, and hold it up real strong. Okay, do it again. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to test this a little bit different. It's weak, but I'm going to show she's got several things going. So I'm trying to figure out which one, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. And you're not going to get it in these 2 years. So that's why I'm hesitating. But there's something called a tributary to the grid system. And it's just like, I was thinking of them as dangling participles. Do you remember in school we learned about dangling participles? I always think of them like that because it's like little parts that don't quite connect. So if I touch right there and touch to this hip right here, she has a dangling participle. She has a tributary that isn't quite connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something on the radiance circuits and see what happens to spleen on you, see what happens to the tributary on you, see if the original radiance circuit connects, and also, what was the other one I did on you? The bridge flow and and large intestine. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. This is a great one. If everybody stands up and does it with us, it's really a good one. You're going to rub your hands together and shake them off. And then you're going to, I always do this different, by the way. This is real, you just want to go how your arms feel, but you're going to make a heart go up your body and on a deep breath and let your breath out. Do at least 3 of these. Now, if you really want to get the radiance circuits going, you're going to bend your knees and come up. Now we're going to go all the way through the body and make a big heart up here and come down. And aren't you feeling some of that heart? Yes. All right, that's 6. Let's do 1 more and go all the way down to the bottom of your feet and come all the way up. A great big heart. And 1 more. Da-da. Okay. I find it, you guys can all sit down. I think it's most interesting that all over the world, regardless of language, children from very early on, and adults, everybody, when they make a heart like that. They don't draw it like our hearts. They make a heart, and the reason why is because that belongs to the bridge flow, which bridges to other people, bridges your heart to that heart connection, bridges the energy inside your body so that the connections are made better. And it makes connections. So now, first we're going to see if your bridge flow is strong. Yes. Good heart. You got a good heart there. All right, that was fixed. But now we're going to fix, I'm going to go there on your shoulder and there on your hip and see if that's strong. All right, now put your leg up. What I also didn't say, so her tributary was fixed, but the first thing that I did when I just touched her hip and I didn't say it, she wasn't electrically connected over here to the hip. If you're somebody who has hips that don't stay, real stable, like you've got any kind of hip problems, it's usually that your electrics aren't hooked up. Okay. And we're going to check on spleen on you. Turn your arm this way. All right, hold. Yeah, she's really rock solid. Okay, so the heart flow, the bridge flow is really, really good. Okay, thank you, ladies. Yeah, the question is, if you do have an electrical problem, wouldn't it be better just to do the electrics? Yes, but it's really good to know. I cannot tell you how many times in my private practice that I used to have, I'd be working on somebody and I'd be zeroing in on something in particular, and that might usually would get fixed. But they say, yeah, but this other thing that I didn't even say, it's fixed too. Something else fixes it. You wouldn't think had a direct, possibility of being able to happen, but it happens because that's how the body is. We really are whole. We're whole, and yeah, the 5 elements.
We also call them the 5 rhythms. In traditional Chinese medicine, they're called the 5 elements, but it's not an exact translation. It's kind of the 5 movements. And but your primary element, like a rhythm, it reverberates through all your other energy systems, and it leaves its vibratory imprint on your body, health patterns, and personality traits. So it's kind of a vibration that moves through everything.
Okay, so there's a whole lot of ways you can work with again, often called the elements. I tend to call them rhythms because it is about movement. It's about energy moving. And, but let's see, I'm going to have, okay. Okay. All right, you guys. All right. So one easy way to test the rhythms is if you imagine, come to your belly button. Everybody come to their belly button. And then if you go down, if you take your finger and just move it down to your right hip, okay? You're hooking into and you're going to test the energy of water, okay? If you come straight over to the side, you're testing the energy of wood. If you come up the middle of your body, you're testing the energy of fire, to the side to earth, and down here to metal. So you were doing it, okay. Oh. So that's okay. So I'm going to come to her belly button. First I'm going to see if she's nice and strong to begin with. Oh, not great. Okay, I'm going to get her just bzzz. Again, that's another one. Talk about borrowing benefits. Do K27, it reverberates everywhere. Do the 3 thumps, and if you've been traveling a distance today, boy, do this whenever the spirit moves you, and then come to your thymus gland. Keep yourself strong and healthy all weekend. Okay, all right, so now let's see what happened to you. Yes, yeah. Talk about if you find that you're not getting as well as you want, do it over and over and over, the 5-minute routine. What the 5-minute routine does is it trains your energy to start going in the right direction, spinning as it's supposed to, or pulsing as it's meant to. You know, it will start doing what it's supposed to do, and then things will start holding longer and longer. All right, so I'm going to come here, and I'm going to go right down here, Ruth, and see. She's nice and strong. So I'm going to test over to here on wood. Ooh-hoo! She's out on wood. And wood governs liver and gallbladder. So then I'm going to come up to here on fire. She's fine. And I'm going to go over to here. Oh, and on earth. And on metal. Aha! 3. Okay, where's your belly button?
Right there.
Zzz. Strong on water. Strong on wood. Look at you. Strong on fire. Oops. Weak on earth. All right. So I'm going to look at these two and see what else might be out that if you fix that, okay? Okay, this is a little bit different. But if I come up to Ruth's head, there's neurovasculars all over the head. And the neurovasculars are really help with blood flow, but are really important in stress. Now, she had 3 out, right?
Wood, earth, and
I could go to just the wood, earth, and metal neurovasculars, but on Ruth, I have to tell you, anywhere I tested, she's just nice and weak. So her head could use some refurbishing of the blood and the energy and the oxygen, and so let's see what else. And I would say also, okay, can you pick up your leg like that? Yeah. Okay, hold. And kidney. Okay? And you, it was only earth? Uh-huh. Okay, let me just look at you. Okay, hold your arm real strong. If I put my hand up by her ear like this, okay, about 2 inches off her ear, I think that the reason why her earth is off is because she's a little, just to begin this, probably from getting here, just life, she's already OD'd. You know, she's got a few days to be here. So, a really simple thing to do, I'm going to do something totally different and see how it affects Earth. The sensitivity is like when you get this way, you might be checking out and realize, oh my God, I never heard a word she said. You know, you might be going into that place, and it's often that Earth element of your rhythm. Your just natural rhythm can get off by having to rush here, by having to handle so many things, by, everything is off when you, okay? So what was I going to have you do? No,
I said I was too full.
Yeah, you are too full, but hold on. I had something great for you, and I can't remember what it was. I know what it is. Okay, I'm going to do you first because she's a worse case. But you can do this with us, okay? And I should have Tanya. Tanya, come here. Because you explained this so well, the shell.
Okay, this is an exercise I created called the Mermaid Seashell Tap. And it's a wonderful exercise to do because it allows you to listen to your own voice, especially when you might have people around you saying what you should do, what you must do. It helps you come back to yourself and listen to yourself. And especially if those of you who have studied the sensory systems, it also is a great one for tonals. So let's all do it. Okay? Stand up. Okay, we're going to rub your hands together, and we're going to shake them off. And you're going to breathe in deep, come up to a lotus, and open up like you're opening up to the heavens, letting your breath out, and just being open to all the heavens messages that are sent to you. And very slowly, we're going to bring our hands closer and closer towards our ears. And we're going to receive those messages coming closer and closer into ourselves. And we're going to pick a side, and you're going to cup your hand like as if you had a seashell. And you're going to tap in between the third and fourth fingers, and you're just going to rock and listen to the ocean, listen to the message that the shell gives you, or just maybe a feeling. Breathe in and just know that you received a nice message and bringing it back to your heart. And let's breathe in again and open up to the heavens, open up to your angels, open up to your guides. And maybe you can't hear, but they are giving to you. We're going to bring that energy closer and closer to our ears. And we're going to choose that other side, and like a seashell cupping around our ear, we're going to tap, and we're going to listen. Listen for the answer or the feeling, or maybe just a word. Breathe in and just know that you are taken care of. Coming back into yourself. That's it.
Thank you, Tanya. That's a great way to come back to yourself sometimes, because I sometimes think of, if I was to name one major energy thing that causes problems for everybody on this planet, I would say it's dysrhythmia. You know, you get off your rhythm. And it's just very, very a part of the culture we live in, where everybody's having to follow their watches and be on time and do things that, I mean, maybe some of you would have liked to have gone to bed tonight, you know, some of you, and that, so you're off your rhythm. So you need something to bring you back, and that's simple. Now watch what happened to you. If I cut, where's your belly button? I'm going to pull it over again and see. Yes. Yes, that was good. And was there something else on you? That was it?
Oh, probably.
There is. Anyway, that's yours. Oh, I know. My hand. Let me put my hand next to your ear. Okay? Hold your hand. And now you can take in more this evening and hear me. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now you, my dear, we can do a whole lot of things with her. And so you had three off. So, but because her head is so shot, I mean, she could spend some time holding all the neurovasculars, or she could get the blood flow up fast. And I like this one for that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is the one. I just want you, everybody, put your hands on the side of your head. And just let your head drop over a little bit. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold your breath and push your hand and your head together. And then let your breath out and let your head go over further. Take a deep breath in again. Hold your breath and push your hand and your head together. And let your breath out and let your neck stretch further and your head go over further. And take a deep breath in again. Hold your breath and push together. And then let go. Now you should be feeling a real stretch here in your neck. And then bring your head up and drop to the other side. And now take a deep breath in. Hold your breath and push together. and let go. Take a deep breath in again, and push, and let go. And again, and push, and let go. And now take a deep breath in. And this time, as you let your breath out, put your fingers back on your electric points, those little points at the bottom of your head, on the side of your spine, there's little indents. And let your head drop back as you let your breath out and push your fingers into those points. Now take a deep breath in again and really rub those points. And as you let your breath out, let your head drop back and your mouth open all the way. Now, you're going to tighten your jaw on an in-breath. You're going to go. And as you let your breath out, you're going to let your head drop forward. Place your fingers on your forehead and take a deep breath in and push your fingers and your forehead together. And then let go and let your head drop further. You should be feeling a stretch on your neck. And again, push your fingers and your head together. And one more time, push your fingers and your head together. And when you're ready to let go, lace your fingers behind your head and let your elbows just drop your head forward. And come back. What that does is a whole bunch of things. One is did anybody feel a difference? Did anybody feel like, it really makes energy and blood and oxygen move through your neck. It's really good for prevention of headaches. It's really good for your arteries and your veins here. It's really good. But look at what happens just on all of these places where her neurovasculars were out. It makes the blood flow. So it's a really good thing just to train on your neurovasculars. Now we're going to see what happened to your elements. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, bzzz, and see. All right, and over here, where are you? Okay, and down to, where is you again? Okay, all right. So that one's good for you. Let's see. I want to say anything more about that. Nope, that's it. The basic grid.
So the metaphor is like a chassis of a car. And if the chassis is in good shape, you never know it's there. You don't think about it. It's if the car has been in an accident, and sometimes if that chassis gets off, the car is never right again. And the basic grid is like that. If someone has had a lot of shock early in their life, a lot of trauma, and the basic grid gets off, you can do all kinds of energy systems to try and correct other levels, but until you correct that basic grid, nothing else will be quite the same. Nothing else will be quite right. People learn to adjust with grids that are out, and they live fine lives, but to understand the deeper dynamic really gives you a whole set of skills.
Yes, and there's no way I can fix the basic grid in this class because it might take an hour, it might take 3. You never know how long it'll take. But I can show you some things about if you move the energy. There's something called clockles, and if you move that energy, it just helps give some juice to the grid. It doesn't fix it, but it also does some other things. So here's what I want, is somebody who has really knows nothing about the grid. Now what I'm going to do is, I won't tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it. And okay, you hold your arm real strong, Janie. Okay, you're really strong. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to pay no attention to me. I want you to just think energy out your hand. You know how you can think energy out your arm and it'll make it stronger. That's what I want you to do. Just, it's so strong, there's nothing I can do to budge it, okay? That's all I want you to do. And all I'm going to do is say something now, and then I'm going to test. And I'm just going to use one finger, okay? Okay, ready? And you just think energy out your arm, make it as strong as you can, and I'm just going to say boo. Boo. That's all I said. I'll explain it afterwards. Okay. Hold your arm real strong, do the same thing. Just think energy that this is a steel rod. There's no way I can affect that. Okay? I'm using one finger, and I'm going to say boo. Okay. All right. Hold your arm strong. Are you strong to begin with? I mean, you're nice and weak to begin. Oh, she can hear me saying boo in my head. Oh, are you ripe? Okay. Okay. You just I'm not going to say it, okay? You just hold it out as strong as you can. And I'm going to keep my energy away from you. And all right, she's strong. And then just boo. I mean, she knew it already. But what boo does, okay, is, if you've ever been frightened as a child, or somebody said boo to you and it scared you, that it's just an indicator word. If your grid is, I'm not knocking them out. It indicates that their grids are out, okay? And there are many energy patterns in the grid. There's many lines of connection. So it may be just one major grid out of, what is it? I mean, it could be up as many as, with all of the little tributaries and minor grids, you can have as many as 84 out. So, but there are only 8 main ones. And if you fix the 8 main ones, the others will go into alignment and they just follow suit. So, but they definitely each have a grid out. And again, as David said, the grid is just like underneath. It's underneath your chakras. It's like your basic foundation. And if you've ever been traumatized, if you've ever been hurt really bad, and and are shocked to your core, and maybe you've even done therapy on it, and you really understand it, and you're over it, but you never quite, it's just there. That's grid. That's the grid. It's held in your energy. Something got knocked off. And so I'm not going to fix the grid, but I'm going to show you a couple of things, okay? Let's see, what am I going to do with you? I'm going to show you. I want each of you, for a moment, this won't hold it, but you'll see something. If you can just remember something, a happy moment, something you cherish, something so wonderful in your life, just remember that, okay? And you hold that while I say boo to you, boo. What it does is it sends juice to an energy called clockal energy to just help it so that things don't get worse, so that you can, there's something that starts buffering it. Radiance circuits are great for helping your life sustain even if you've gone through really terrible things in your life, really terrible things. So joy is an amazing energy. So I want you to think a happy memory, something you cherish, and I'm just say boo. All right. And you, my dear. Boo. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to turn you around, and you hold your arm real strong, and I'm just going to touch on her spine. I'm going to just climb up her spine. And are you trying? Okay. So the energy isn't going up her spine well. Now, it doesn't mean that, that looks bad. Like, oh my God, the energy isn't going up her spine. But the truth is, if I held my hand there, I'm going to try to explain it. If I held my hand here for just a little bit, I'll say, oh, it can attract energy. energy will follow my hand, and it's not like she's totally shot on her spine. She isn't. But if you just test it quickly, and well, I'll just show you. If I say boo now, you'll see it affects her whole spine. Now, so here's what I want you, let's see, do I want you to do it? No. I'm going to just, right here in the center of her waist, right at the spine, if you're going to do it. You're going to take your thumbs and just hold it. Your thumbs right in that place. There are points called the Mingmen point, okay? The Mingmen point. And that's an energy that will go along with the lowest layers of the chakras. It will also touch the grid to try to give it some not a healing, but a resolution, so things don't break down further, because you don't want other parts of your body breaking down as you get older. Okay, now let me see. Now I'm going to climb up your body, and the Mingmen point really spreads the energy, and it goes down deep. So these are really good. If you've ever found yourself massaging on that point, there's a reason. Your body's talking to you. It's actually right in the middle of your spine, but also on the edges, next to the vertebrae, is really, really good. I know that two of them have a major grid. The other one has a minor that's something small, like if you did some minor grid work, that might fix it. I want to say that it's not, when I was much younger, I was married before and went through a divorce, and I was teaching a class, and I had to go to court, and every single day my grid went out. I was just going through shock, and back in those days you had to go through a sort of a real court system, and I kept going through shock, and that grid would go out, and I was teaching a class at night, and I'd say, "Put me back together." My class would hold my grid points so that it wouldn't go in and lock in and be out, for years and years to come. Yeah. That's it. By the time you've reached a certain age in life, most people have gone through something traumatic, and you've learned to live your life. But if you can look at yourself and say, "But I know I should be happier. I've got a good life." It could be that it has something to do with your grid. It may be something else, and you don't know until you get in there, because it's your story. It's something that disconnected for you, maybe from childhood. It could go way back to some time. And it just is an amazing bonus, that's what I would say, an amazing bonus to get that reconnected. And it'll always be different for everybody what happens, because there's no dictating about what it'll mean for you. But I have known people who have found their joy again. I have known people who just weren't suffering anymore, or found that, they've got peace, or, it's like something happens that shifts because it's that chassis of your car. And I don't want you guys scared. Yeah, that's it. She has a great life, but she's not happy. There's a reason. It's like you want to think of your energy systems as circuits. You want them all connecting in. And maybe you'll find your happiness long before you ever get to the grid, and you say, "Whoa, I'm fine, I'm happy." But if you keep on going and you're not resonating with some joy or gladness or appreciation that just keeps bubbling into your life, you want to think, I want somebody to test me on my grid, and get that in. Huh? Is the grid the same as a pathway? It is kind of a pathway. It's I named it grid because that's what it looks like. It's like grid lines. It's like grid. And the earth has a grid too. And when you really get that hooked up, you are more connected up with the earth also, so that you can receive more of the energies of the earth. So you have 3 grid patterns out. And so it would really benefit you, it would really benefit you. So let me see what I can do that will at least affect some things. Okay, your belt flow. Your belt flow is nice and out. It's also that equator. So some of the things that I would do for myself, I would definitely work the Mingmen point, but I would also smooth the belt flow around and over. And every time you have a happy moment, every time a happy moment comes along for any reason, tap it in. Tap it in right there. Tap it in. But when you're in a happy place, tap it in. You'll start send those vibrations, that energy into your nervous system so that your body learns to gravitate more and more to happiness and gladness and joy and appreciation and that sense of awe and wonder. You want that, okay? All right, so I want you to do that. Think of joy. Think happiness. And, okay, really be in the place. Okay. All right, let me see your I'm going to say boo. All right, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
So the grid, you'll find grid is very advanced work, and if even those who do grid work, they know that before you do grid work, you get all the other systems balanced. You get them balanced as much as possible. And that's really what you're learning in the 2-year class, is how to get all those system balanced. People do fine. Now, what you've seen tonight is you're not expected to remember all these relationships. What we want you to remember is that this is a preview for those of you in year 1 and a review and preview for those of you in year 2 of the 9 systems. And you'll be learning a great deal about these systems through the class. But the part that is, that you don't have to remember, but you just need to remember the concept. And here's the concept. The concept is that even though there are these 9 systems that are discrete and separate, that you can work on one by working on another. It's the connections. And so you want to, during this next year, stay alert to understanding how they interrelate with one another. How it is that when one is out, you might have, and it won't go back in easily, you might find a clue for where else to look. Because depending on your learning style, this will present different kinds of challenges and opportunities. And it's known as the Donna-Jeff conundrum. And you will hear the name Jeff Harris. He spent the last 6 years of his life with us. But Jeff really summarized the difficulty with the way that Donna's system has so many different dimensions to it. And the way he described it is that for Donna, the way that she understands the energies is like this. For him, the way he understood the energies is like this. So the program you're going to go through is going to bring you both. You're going to get both. It is a miracle that the program has both. I mean, it is a miracle. It's the coming together of many, many minds. When we got together to write the book, when Donna asked me to write the book, I had no idea that it could be that could be done with it. It was in those 2 years of interviewing her. I thought it was going to be Donna's memoir. That's what I thought. It would be just Donna's story. But the more she talked, the more I was, oh my God, this is systematic. This can be put into principles of cause and effect. This is something people can take control over. And that is what the certification program is.
I'm so much on this side, but I love that. I mean, I don't understand that side. It was either David or Jeff who I never counted how many systems they were. They said, why there's 9. You know, it was like, I never knew that there were even that many. You just see energies, you know. So anyway, I'm so glad you're all here. I hope this didn't overwhelm anybody. We're just giving you an overview of energy and what you're going to learn to play with, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it, and you will really claim it as your own, and it'll filter through you as your being, who you are, and how it'll just make sense to you. And I hope you do love this. I hope you love it. Thank you.